Shalom Uvracha, everyone. I know I can't really take the rabbi's place, but I remember when I was younger, I used to sit also in like the fifth row. That was years ago. It's good to see still it's mitchazek, the shiur Torah is mitchazek year after year. When they told me to do the shiur, I was behelim, ecstatic. Like, what do you want from me? What do I have to do with this? And they said, please, no, the rabbi, he really needs, he's stuck in traffic. I said, if the rabbi says so, how can I refuse? You know, the rabbi, he's a great man, he does mishrut nefesh for the community. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking so good, I'm not used to with a microphone, but we'll try. There was a story with Rav Nisim Yagen. Famous story with Hashana. There was this lady Hashana that all her life she was trying to convince her husband to be chozer b'tshuva. All her life. It's a very big task. It's not so easy. And Rav Yagen always used to do these seminars, trying to mitchazak everyone, come closer to Yadut, Torah, mitzvot. And every time she convinced her husband, last hour, Ani lo olech. Am I going? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. She would eat herself inside because she couldn't do anything about it. And all she really wanted was for her husband to come to Yadut, to come to Torah. So there was a very big seminar. It was Shabbat and Pesach. And a day before, Chana calls Rav Yagen and says, listen, Kod Harav, I convinced my husband to come. And Rav Yagen knows the story already, this convincing. I convinced my husband to come. And Rav Yagen said, okay, Hazak ve'ematz, but there's no more room. There's no room in the hotel. She started crying, how can you do this? I convinced my husband, that's it, this one's for sure, he's coming, 100%. Rav Yagen said, okay, I'll take care of it. He clicks. He runs some stairs, he goes to his wife, he said, listen, what's the point of living? What are we doing here? We're here to save Neshamot, right? We have to give up our room. His wife said, Mata, Mishuga, what give up our room? Where are we going to sleep? Where are we going to be? There's no thing in a hotel, there's not even one room empty. There's somewhere always empty. We'll find a place to sleep. It's not our first rodeo. She said, whatever you say. He runs downstairs to the receptionist. He said, listen, I need a room. There's a room called Arav Mata. Israelis, what are you, crazy already? No, I need a room. They said, listen, we have one room, but this is a storage room full of mattresses, beds, Malachai. He said, listen, take out everything, leave a bed. Just leave 2 beds for me and my wife, and that's it. Take out everything. They went, they took it out. Rav Yagen walks in, oy va'avoy, he sees over there cockroaches, mouses. He says, Hashem Yirachem, what am I going to do? He tells his wife, stay outside. Right now it's going to be called shofar in time of Pesach. They can hear shofar. Mashiach is coming. What's going on? He said, this is the Yetzer Hara. I'm going to still go and sleep here. There's no question. I'm going to sleep in this room. This Chana wants her husband to be chozer b'tshuva. It's my duty. Comes the Chag. Chana doesn't show up. Picks up the phone. There's a phone call in the lobby. Rav Yagen goes down, and this lady screaming hysterically, Kvod Harav, my husband failed on me. What happened? So we were driving to the hotel, and as we were driving, a truck came and hit the car on his side. He hit his head and he died. Hit his head and he died. Niftar. You need to have a zchut to listen to Torah. People don't understand this. You need to have a zchut to be in shiur Torah. And she's crying. And Rav Yagen over there is shiur Torah. He passed away. Well, malasot, what to do? He comes, he says, I'll do whatever you need. I'll take care of it. He said Shiva, she said Shiva, the whole thing goes by. A week later, he gets a phone call. What's the phone call? Chana's calling. She says, I'm having a dream. What's this dream? My husband is coming to me, very skinny, with a makir, and says, Chana, tavi li ochel. I'm hungry, cook for me something. I'm hungry. I want to eat. אני רוצה לאכול. And the rabbi again says, חלומות שווא ידבר, שטויות, forget about it. We all have these kind of dreams. She says, no, I had it 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. He said, my husband was a fat Israeli man, liked to eat shakshuka in the morning, used to play soccer, used to enjoy himself. He comes to be skinny like a makel. With a makel he used to come. You know, the Chafetz Chaim, he was just his yahrzeit. The Chafetz Chaim writes in the Hakdama of Mishnah Berurah that the same way that there's food over here, we're eating l'nishmat, there's also over there food. That's the Torah, the mitzvot, the shiur, the chesed, the tzedakah that we do. That's our food. We take advantage of coming to shiur Torah. We think, okay, this rabbi, that one. You know, it has nothing to do. But just, shiur Torah. We don't see the value in it. What is the shiur Torah? It's our food in the world to come. There's no mischar, there's no trade, there's no business there. You came to shiur Torah, you get schar. So Rabbi again says, come. You're going to sponsor a Talmid Chacham for 1 year, and that will be his food. Because, did he put on tefillin? There's a tefillin. He wore tefillin from Baghdad that they brought. Yerusha he got from his grandfather. That was the tefillin he wore. Did he do kiddush? There's a kiddush. He used to play soccer. Saturday and Friday for Israelis is a soccer day. Leave me alone. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to hear kiddush right now. I have time for kiddush. Old traditions. What are we crazy? So she took upon herself to do the donation of supporting a Talmid Chacham for 1 year. Towards the end of the year, the middle of the year, she has a dream. And what's the dream? The husband comes and says, Chana, where's my food? I'm still hungry. Efa ochel. She calls Rabbi again. She says, listen, you playing games with me? My husband's still hungry. He has a very big appetite from what I can remember. He needs to eat. He said, let me ask you a question. Did all the money that you gave in the check, did it go through? Can you check? And she checked, she said, no, there was one check that bounced. It was that one last sale that you wanted, you know? He said, pay that. If you pay that, he'll be fine. She paid it, and she never had a dream of him again. We don't understand the value of what we have until we lose it. Rosh Hashana is how long? 4 days? In 4 days, we're going to be judged for the whole year. If right now, if we had the ability to go up to Shamayim, we would see on the Shulchan, all the ptakim, all the papers of HaKadosh Baruch Hu opened. Every single one of us, from the second you're born until you can be 120, every single one is getting judged. And we take these days lightly. We take it, it's okay. Last year, this year, everything's the same. We don't tell the difference. There was a story. I don't like saying the story, but since it's right before Shana, I think it's very important to get to the Avirah to understand that we're getting judged. There was a rabbi that used to give a shiur in Rav Musayev's shul. And he got there a little early in Eretz Yisrael, and he goes to the grocery store and he sees a guy over there reading Tehillim. He's reading Tehillim, you know. Back in the day, there were people that were still righteous. They would open their store for a couple of hours, learn Torah. This guy was still like that. He's like, listen, I'm reading my Tehillim. Until I don't finish my Tehillim, my store is closed, Habibi. This is my hafsakah. My 3 hours break, I read Tehillim. After he reads the Tehillim, the rabbi goes to the person, you gave me chizuk, you moved me. And the rabbi says, I know who you are. I mean, the store says, I know who you are to the rabbi. I know you're going to give a shiur. I have a certain person. Can you say this shiur as a lulu nishmat? So he gives him a name. I think his name was Meir. And the rabbi he says he doesn't know why, but he asked, Who's this mayor? Who's this person? He said, that was my 4-year-old son. My 4-year-old son drowned last year. We take our lives like it's supposed to be the way it is. We don't understand that we're going to get judged, and everything that happens one time is going to be for you forever. Why don't we take action in our own hands? How many of us want shidduchim? How many of us want more better parnasah? How many people want dbekut b'Hashem? If we're not going to pray for it, we're not going to get it. There's a story with the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov doesn't need an introduction. And one day he used to travel, and he goes with one of his students, not one, with a whole bunch of students. He said, listen, we're going to a town. 2-day travel, they went. They knock on a door of someone. Now, in Europe, they would be happy with a piece of bread and a smear of butter. That's what they would be happy. They lived a very poor life. And he got to the house, he's knocking on the door, and the man, Ani Marud, poor man, comes. He said, oh, the Baal Shem Tov came to my house? What's the sechut I have? He said, no one ask questions. I'm hungry. Nakrivai stole, I'm hungry. Open the table. What am I going to bring? He brought out a piece of bread that he had left over for tomorrow for his kids. He brought a piece of butter, some cream cheese, halavai cream cheese, some water. And that's what the Baal Shem Tov ate. The Baal Shem Tov says, you have some mashke, some lachaim? It can't be a Hasidic gathering with not even one lachaim. You need a lachaim there. So the guy said, lachaim, okay. He went to his closet. He brought the lachaim out. Baal Shem Tov said, let's go, let's drink. They drink the whole thing. Baal Shem Tov eats everything. He says, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. And he left. We know the Baal Shem Tov stories as a tzaddik used to pray. Now over here, we're hearing that he's eating all day. The guy goes to sleep. And he's thinking, he said, Rosh Hashanah, I gave my last piece of bread that I'm supposed to give breakfast to my kids. I gave my last piece of bread, my last butter, my last cup of water. What am I going to give to my kids tomorrow? What am I going to give? And he started to cry. He said, Rosh Hashanah, help me that tomorrow I should have something to give to my kids. Forget about me. Terachema, to have mercy on the kids. He wakes up in the morning, he hears a knock on his door. Who is it? His next door neighbor, Mr. Ivan. Comes in and he says, listen, do you have something to drink? I need some vodka. My wife took all my vodka, my kids took everything. They think I'm an alcoholic, I need to drink. The guy said, "Koi vodka." Baal Shem Tov, he took everything. But he said, listen, I think he left something on the table. The Hasidim have a shirayim that we have to eat their leftovers. So maybe he left something for me, I'm going to give it to him. He takes a cup, he takes from all the cups, all the leftover. He said, here, enjoy. This Ivan takes, he says, wow. He drinks, he said, the best vodka, half of it was with water. Wow, a drunk is a drunk, Habibi, that's the rule. He takes out of his pocket a gold coin. He said, this is for you. A gold coin? You can buy 10 bottles. What are you giving me a gold coin? He didn't say, Yehudi. Shut his mouth, took the money, put it in his pocket. I don't want to he said. Comes the next morning, same story. Now the Jew already knew the trick. He's already drunk. Just give him water. He's going to think it's vodka. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Now, Jewish people, they get curious. After 3 days, he goes to the guy. He said, listen, Habibi, where are you getting these gold coins from that you're paying me every single time you see me? He said, don't ask. My wife threw me out one day, and I fell asleep outside, and I started to, make a little ditch for myself with my head. It was very bumpy, and I see over there a lot of gold. And every time I want to drink something, I take a coin, and I give to you, and you give me a nice cup of vodka. And this Yehudi says, "As a tipesh, what a crazy guy. Goyim. He goes to sleep. The next day, what does he hear? Mr. Ivan, niftach min haolam, he dies. Now this Jew is chacham. He said, listen, I got to buy this land. No one yet knows he found the money. I have to buy it. He goes to his next door neighbor. He buys the land, he doesn't ask questions. Many years later, the Baal Shem Tov goes to his Talmidim and he says, listen, we're going back to that certain town we went to, we have to go back there. Now there's a halacha. If you go to someone, let's say I'm going to go to Shabbaton in Monsey, I have a chiv to go back to that same person's house that I went there the first time. So he said, we're going to go to this person's house. And his Talmidim are they're going into a house, it's a mansion. They're like, this is not the same guy. The Baal Shem says, shh, same guy, Habibi, same person. They knock on the door. Now instead of having one piece of bread, meat and all the alcohol, all the salad, ala esh. The Baal Shem Tov was there eating, enjoying, and all the students, lo mevinim, what just happened, Habibi? The guy was a poor man. Ani marud, how did he become so wealthy? So the Baal Shem Tov goes and he says, Morai Rabotai, this man from Shamayim had to be very wealthy. But he never prayed for Parnasa. He thought it's in the stars, it is his mazal to be a beggar. So he never prayed for it. I needed to go to his house to finish everything he had in order for him to pray for some food. Hashem just wants us to ask. That's all He's asking. Ask and I'm going to give you. Just ask. Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem said, one more time, you're going to pray. That's it. You have to go into Eretz Yisrael. Don't make that mistake. Don't make it. Moshe Rabbeinu start. But what's our excuse? We're not Nevi'im. Hashem doesn't tell us to stop praying. Why do we stop praying? Oh, because we have quote-unquote emotions. We think we're better than HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the creator of the world. Yeah, we all go through certain difficulties in our life. But our difficult times in our life, that's what makes us stronger. That's what makes us brave. We need to go through it and we need to open up. The story of Hatana Tokef, I don't know if you guys know this. It's a story that should shiver you to your bones. We all read this passage on Rosh Hashana, Uvchen lecha na'alei kedusha, and we say that doing teshuvah, doing tefillah and tzedakah saves us. But who is the author of this tefillah? We don't know who the author is. It's very important to know who the author is. This man, his name was Rabbi Amnun. He was a wealthy man, very wealthy man. Now, by the Goyim, they can't handle when Jewish, at least back in Europe, back in the day, they can't handle when Jewish people were successful. If a Jew was successful, they used to think that he was a Goy. He's somehow a Goy. It can't be that he's a Yid. It's not possible. Jewish people don't have success. But this Jew was very, very successful. And he used to do a lot of mischar, a lot of trade with different people. And he got to a certain stage of his life that he's doing trade with the komer, with the priest. To such a high standard he became. And the komer looks at him and says, listen, do you want to convert? You'll have a better time. And we don't understand, but it was such a fear. He didn't know what to say to the priest. He said, let me think about it. Give me 3 days. Out of fear, he said, give me 3 days. Sure. Take a 4th day. No problem. 3 days, no problem. Now he's walking home, 2-day travel. He said, Ma city. I doubted HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I doubted. 3 days pass. He didn't show up. The Komer sends a messenger. Habibi, Mr. Amnon, איפה אתה? I'm not coming. 1 day passes. He sends another messenger. Where are you? I'm waiting for you. I'm not coming. The 3rd messenger, he said, listen, Habibi, if you're not going to come, alach alecha. He got so scared, he took his stuff, he went to the Komer. He went to the priest, said, listen, I know I did a mistake. The tongue that said bad, cut it off. You can have my tongue. The Komer looks at him, the priest looks at him and says, no, your tongue spoke true. It said it might want to convert. That's a good tongue. But your hands and feet that didn't come, they did bad. He lied him down, and he started, I don't like to say this, but he started sewing him down. He said, you want to convert? No. Thumb off. You want to convert? No. Index finger off. Middle finger. And he went on to all the 20 fingers that he had. 10 fingers and 20 of his feet. 10 of his feet. And he cut him off. He put him back on the bed. He said, go back to your town. The Jewish people should know not to mess with me. And from such tsar, it was right before Rosh Hashana, right before the shofar. He hits the teva, and he said this tefillah. And after he said this tefillah, he died. But what is this tefillah? Just 2 words I'm going to say about this tefillah, and that's it. That's all you need to hear. Kivakara ro'eh edro. Hashem is like a shepherd that goes to see his flock. What does this mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes to every single Jewish person and not Jewish person, every single person in the world, and he says, who this year is going to be slaughtered? Who this year is going to be like that cow? Did they do teshuvah? Did they do repent? Did they give tzedakah? Did they pray for their friend? Or were they selfish? We get judged for the most littlest things that we do. Rab Chaim is here. I'm going to finish with this small skula. You know, Yitzchak Avinu, the day of the Akedah was when? Rosh Hashana. And Rosh Hashana we have a skula to read Akedat Yitzchak 3 times. Some say 7. I don't know what it is a skula for, but it's something nice. Another thing I'm going to tell you you should do is not wait till Yom Kippur to call your friends to ask for Mechila. Don't wait for Yom Kippur. Call before Rosh Hashanah. It's hard, no? It's hard. Livatet, to say, no, he was right, I was right. It's hard, it hurts, right? It hurts. You know, a child rather be happy than be right.